Alton Towers Resort, commonly referred to as Alton Towers or Towers, is a theme park, water park, and hotel complex in Staffordshire, England. It is the flagship attraction of Merlin Entertainments in the United Kingdom. The site opened in 1860 with flower shows and garden tours until a theme park was built on the site in 1980. Alton Towers Theme Park opened on April 4, 1980. Major attractions include Nemesis, Oblivion, Runaway Mine Train, Congo River Rapids, The Legend of the Towers, Rita, 13 and The Smiler. Alton Towers is known for creating new ride types when it comes to roller coasters. They have a line of secret weapon rides which usually bring something new to the industry. The Alton Towers Water Park opened in June 2003. It consists of several pools and slides including the Master Blaster water coaster. The water park, along with the adjoining Splash Landings Hotel, carries a tropical Caribbean theme with the Paradise Plumbers creating the slides. The theme park opens at 9 a.m. and closes from 4:30 p.m. at the earliest to 7 p.m. at the latest during the main season with selected rides, then from 10 a.m. onwards the rest of the theme park will start to open. During Scarefest and fireworks the theme park opens at 9:30 a.m. and closes at 9 p.m. due to the number of people that visit the two events. History. The Alton Towers estate was a former seat of the Earl of Shrewsbury. Following its sale in 1924 a group of local businessmen formed Alton Towers Limited and began to restore the gardens as a tourist attraction. In the 1950s this included the operation of a fairground, and by the 1970s included a boating lake and chairlift. After millionaire property developer John Broome married the daughter of majority shareholder Dennis Bagshaw in 1973, he bought out the controlling stake in Alton Towers. Over the next few years he laid the foundation for the modern theme park by installing various permanent rides and developing areas of the grounds in progressive stages. In the 1980s Broome marketed the park by installing a major new ride every year, including Corkscrew, Pirate Ship, Alpine Bobsleigh, the Flume and the Black Hole. With Broome in financial troubles having acquired the former Battersea Power Station for development as a tourist attraction, in 1990 the park was purchased by the Tussauds Group, which itself was owned by Pearson Group. The change of ownership heralded an era of sustained investment and aggressive marketing based around the U.S. theme park model epitomized by Disneyland, involving the development of major family-oriented attractions such as Runaway Mine Train, The Haunted House, Toyland Tours and Peter Rabbit and Friends on Ice, alongside state-of-the-art, high-intensity rides such as Nemesis. However, Tussauds subsequently reoriented the resort's business strategy towards the teenage market with the introduction of Oblivion and Air, both marketed for their innovative world-first ride elements and restoring, to a degree, the youth credibility it had established in the 1980s. Ride designer John Wardley was behind the concepts and layouts of the major attractions in the 1990s that brought success to the theme park. 2005 saw the acquisition of Alton Towers by the investment group Dubai International Capital when it purchased Tussauds for £800 million. The Tussauds Group was then bought by Merlin Entertainments in March 2007 for over £1 billion from DIC, placing Alton Towers under their control. In July 2007, the resort and park was sold to Nicholas Lowe and his investment firm Presbury, who now lease the park back to Merlin Entertainments to operate on a 35-year lease. Events. Prior to the main open season, Alton Towers holds the February half-term event for 1 week and 2 days. For the event the Alton Towers Theme Park opens with selected rides. Rides such as the Runaway Mine Train, The Legend of the Towers, Nemesis and Air usually operate alongside smaller attractions. Scarefest is the resort's largest annual event. It celebrates Halloween with a number of temporary scare maze attractions, costumed characters and extended opening hours. Rides and areas are lit with colored lighting at night, with rides continuing to operate after dusk. The Scarefest event has been running since 2007, although the park started celebrating Halloween with decorations several years before and has operated the Terror of the Towers Scare Maze since 2002. For the last days of the season, Alton Towers host firework displays, These have been running annually since the 1990s on the Great Lawns. The displays were considered disruptive by some local residents, which led to formal complaints. 2 local residents decided to take the theme park to court regarding this issue. The court issued Alton Towers with a noise abatement order in October 2005 which restricted the theme park to 3 shows a year, previously 5, with noise readings not exceeding 40 decibels outside the park. In 2006, the display was rebranded as Electric Towers, but then discontinued. However, the fireworks and laser show was reinstated in 2010 to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the theme park. During the closed-season months Alton Towers holds regular swashbuckling pirate weekends. The event entails pirate-themed activities in the Splash Landings Hotel and the water park. The theme park's Shark-Bait Reef Aquarium also opens for the event. During December, the Santa's Sleepover event takes place. Both resort hotels are decorated for the event and a pantomime takes place. The Alton Towers Theme Park also opens for Christmas with a small number of rides open as well as a Santa's Grotto. The event is largely aimed at children. In 2015, the theme park will permit entry to non-hotel guests for the first time. Rides and attractions. Roller coasters Ride statistics. Key, record holder upon opening. Current record holder. Flat rides water dark rides children's rides other attractions past rides past roller coasters, main past attractions, other notable past rides. Alton Towers Theme Park. The Alton Towers Theme Park is divided into 10 themed areas: Towers Street, Mutiny Bay, Katanga Canyon, Gloomy Wood, Forbidden Valley, Dark Forest, Cloud Cuckoo Land, X Sector, Adventureland and Kbibi's Land. The theme park is also home to the historic Towers and Gardens. The Skyride cable car system travels between Towers Street, Forbidden Valley and Cloud Cuckoo Land and takes in views of the gardens. The park's maximum daily capacity is set at 35,000 guests. In 2014 the park attracted 2,900,000 people, following the opening of the new Kbibi's Land, as well as the Smiler roller coaster the year before. Timeline of park areas. Gallery. Towers Street opened in 1986, Towers Street is the first area that visitors to the park encounter. Themed loosely as a town street, it leads to views of the gardens and the towers across the lake in the distance. Along the pathway are the park's jumping frog fountains and a lawn where seasonal events take place. The first Skyride station is located nearby, which is a 1048 meters long cable car transport that opened 1987, and was refurbished 2009. The monorail moves guests from the 3 on-site hotels in the water park to the theme park. It opened 1987 and was refurbished in 2008. In this area during the hour before the park's daily closure, departing guests are entertained by 3 people wearing police costumes, 2 of them riding Segway-like vehicles which play party music and the 3rd standing with an old-fashioned megaphone that is unused, and a man riding a miniature ship while dressed as a sea captain. Katanga Canyon themed as an African village. Created in 1992 and incorporated existing rapids ride. Rides include the roller coaster Runaway Mine Train and Congo River Rapids. Both are well-established rides in the park whose ride tracks share a tunnel. Congo River Rapids is a river rapids ride that opened 1986, as the Grand Canyon Rapids, and was refurbished in 1992. A 735 meters long wild river rapids ride down the Congo River that lasts 6 minutes. Despite the gentle nature of this ride in comparison to a log flume, riders still may receive a soaking since other guests are offered the use of pressurized water jets aimed at the ride at the price of £1 for 3 shots. Runaway Mine Train is a steel sit-down powered coaster that reaches a speed of 22 miles per hour on a 1,000 feet long track and height of 36 feet. Height limit 90 centimeters. Opened in 1992 by Mack Rides, it was designed by John Wardley. Gloomy Wood Gloomy Wood is a small, Haunted house-themed area containing the ride Duel, The Haunted House Strikes Back. The ride was originally a standard ghost train ride named The Haunted House from 1992 to 2002. However, the ride was upgraded in 2003 with laser-based plastic guns fitted to shoot LED lights scattered around the ride in order to deactivate scares. Each player's shooting score is recorded a digital display in the ride car to encourage competitive play. In 2007, a path cutting through the woods was added to Gloomy Wood, named Haunted Hollow. The pathway follows part of the route formerly used by the old scenic railway, linking from Mutiny Bay to Gloomy Wood. Haunted Hollow includes tombstones, statues and other features, some of which interact with guests using sound effects. In July 2015, Nitrogeny opened and replaced the old Waffles and Ices. It is a new way of making ice cream using liquid nitrogen. It is located outside the entrance to Duel. Forbidden Valley Forbidden Valley is set in a frightening post-apocalyptic landscape, with large rocks and rusty pieces of metal and machinery scattering the area with waterfalls colored red to look like blood. A sky ride station also serves this area of the park, and there is the Edge Video Arcade. One of the major rides is Nemesis. Designed by John Wardley and opened in 1994. Nemesis is a steel inverted coaster that reaches a speed of 50 miles per hour with 4 inversions. Nemesis is regarded as one of the most well-designed roller coasters in the world in roller coaster polls. It features an ancient, malevolent, alien creature which is now incorporated into the new ride, Nemesis Subterrane an indoor drop tower that opened 2012. Also in the area, and continuing the apocalyptic theme, are the Ripsaw and the Blade Thrill rides. Ripsaw is a housetop spin ride with a water element which opened in 1997, resembling a piece of shrapnel supposedly thrown from the alien creature's pit. The Blade is an older Huss pirate boat featuring a pendulum blade. It opened in 1980, and was relocated to the area in 1997 from Fantasy World. At the end of the valley is an oasis, with calmer colors and plants, where the steel flying coaster Air, the world's first B&M flying coaster, can be found. Also designed by John Wardley, it has 2 inversions. Opened in 2002, it was originally sponsored by Cadbury's Heroes, until 2007 when the 5-year sponsorship deal ended. Air is the only ride in the Forbidden Valley which does not follow the post-apocalyptic theme. Adventureland Adventureland is a small area consisting of a single, family thrill roller coaster. Sonic Spinball, the only ride in the area, is based on the hit Sega video game franchise Sonic the Hedgehog. The ride was previously known as Spinball Whizzer until the name change in 2010 when a contract was purchased with Sega. The ride is a Morozar paragraph HNE spinning roller coaster, in which riders sit in carts that can spin on their base whilst traveling at speed around the track. X Sector X Sector is themed as a sinister government experiment facility, which is controlled by the Ministry of Joy. The area has an Orwellian undertone and features elements of psychosis. The area contains 3 thrill rides, 2 of which hold world records. The steel sit-down dive coaster Oblivion, opened in 1998 as the world's first roller coaster with a vertical drop. The extra-wide cars are held suspended over the vertical edge for 3 seconds before plunging into darkness, playing on the fear of being forgotten. It was designed by John Wardley, as was the second roller coaster in the area, the Smiler. The Smiler is a Xlour Infinity coaster which opened in May 2013 and holds the world record for most inversions on a roller coaster. The Smiler is currently closed due to a major accident on 2 June 2015 though is due to reopen in the 2016 season. Enterprise is a standard HUSS Enterprise model which opened in 1984, spinning riders 360 degrees and giving the illusion of defying gravity. Previous rides in X Sector include the Black Hole, which was a Jetstar 2 coaster enclosed in a tent and was replaced by the Smiler. Energizer was a swinging gondola flat ride and was replaced by Submission, a chance double inverter which was subsequently dismantled in early 2014. Mutiny Bay Mutiny Bay is a pirate-themed land, which rethemed Merry England in 2008, is aimed at families. Live shows and entertainment include the live shows The Pirates of Mutiny Bay, The Kidnap of Lady Victoria Sponge, introduced in 2013. There are pirate walkabout characters in the area, Finn's Pirate Training Camp, and meet and greets with Finn the Shark. Attractions in Mutiny Bay include Battle Galleons, a large interactive splash battle water ride where guests sit in pirate boats that travel through a water channel, while soaking other riders with water cannons, which replace the splash carts. Also in the area is the rocking boat ride, Heave-Ho. The Teacups ride was rethemed to become Marauders Mayhem, where rotating gun barrels replace the teacups. Slightly outside the area is the Flume Unplugged ride, an updated log flume with boats themed as bathtubs and many rubber ducks quacking around the station area. The flume opened in 2004 after being rethemed from a traditional log flume ride and at one point was the longest flume ride in the world at 886 m. In 2009, a new sea life center, Shark Bait Reef, opened in the location previously home to the 3D cinema. This includes designated touch pools for interacting with underwater species and a 10-meter ocean tunnel. The attraction is one of the most heavily themed sea life centers to open worldwide. In April 2010, a live webcam was installed to allow Internet users to watch one of the tanks, which can be accessed via the official website. Cloud Cuckoo Land Cloud Cuckoo Land is aimed at the younger audience of Alton Towers, and is themed with bright colors incorporating oversized flowers and toadstools, as if in a fantasy garden. There are shows at the theater, and as of 2012 the Cloud Cuckoo Land Theater is the home of Ice Age, the 4D experience. A sky ride station is located nearby, which was refurbished for the 2010 season. Among the attractions are an indoor bouncy castle play area called Wobble World, and a wave swinger ride called the Twirling Toadstool originally located in UG Land. There are other rides in the area especially suited for younger children such as Frog Hopper and Gallopers Carousel. The Alton Towers Driving School gives children the opportunity to ride their own miniature electric cars around a British-style road network. There is also Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the ride, based on the Roald Dahl novel. The Dark Boat Ride opened in 2006, and is an 11-minute fantasy journey that replaced Toyland Tours, which in turn replaced the original boat ride around the world in 80 days. Dark Forest The Dark Forest opened in March 2010. Replacing UG Land which opened in 1999. Dark Forest is themed as a supernatural area of woodland that has been disturbed by recent excavation of an ancient burial ground. Among the three main attractions are crypt games. The new ride for 2010 was unveiled as TH13 Teen, a steel sit-down partly indoor coaster themed as a haunted crypt. It features the world's first free-fall drop on a roller coaster, and a drop into total darkness. The ride replaced the Corkscrew, the park's original roller coaster. Along with 13's opening, the surrounding land was rethemed into the Dark Forest with refurbished outlets and game stalls to fit the theme. Rita, an existing roller coaster, was also altered, with new station and train designs to look engulfed by the supernatural forest. Rita is a hydraulically launched steel sit-down coaster that reaches a top speed of 62 miles per hour. Kbeebies Land Kbeebies Land is based on the BBC children's TV channel, Kbeebies. The area is the newest addition to the theme park and opened on May 24, 2014. The area includes rides, shows and interactive experiences based on programs from Kbeebies, including In the Night Garden and Postman Pat. Attractions in the area are, In the Night Garden Magical Boat Ride, Postman Pat's Parcel Post, Get Set Go Treetop Adventure, Something Special Sensory Garden, Nina's Science Lab, Num Tums Number Go Around, Charlie and Lola's Moon Squirters and Green Drops, Justin's House, Pie-O-Matic Factory, Mr. Bloom's Allotment and Tree Food Tom Training Camp. Shows at the Big Fun Showtime stage include, Mike the Knight, The Zingzillas and Nina and the Neurons. Octonauts Roller Coaster Adventure opened in 2015 and is now the park's children's roller coaster after the departure of the Beastie. equals the Towers and Gardens equals the Towers. The towers are the ruins of Alton Towers' stately home and are the source of the park's name. They belonged to the Talbot family as a stately home until 1924 and largely designed by Augustus Pugin, also noted for his work on the Palace of Westminster. The towers are now in a state of disrepair following decades of neglect. The ruins are opening to the public during most of the open season. However, some areas are closed off as part of a £1.1 million project in place to restore the oldest parts of the towers. Key areas of the towers include the banqueting hall, the chapel, conservatories, and Her Ladyship's gardens. The Legend of the Towers, a walk-through dark ride based within the ruins themselves, opened in 2000. The finale to the ride is a Vekoma madhouse located away from the real towers but themed as a secret vault. The storyline is based on a local legend about the chained oak tree, located in a nearby forest, and makes use of the history of the towers. It draws its theme from the legend of the 15th Earl of Shrewsbury who was said to be cursed by a beggar woman to suffer death every time a branch falls from an oak tree. Sadly, Hex will be closed for the 2016 season due to budget cuts. During the park's Halloween Scarefest event, a temporary scare maze, Terror of the Towers, operates within the towers and had done yearly since 2002. It takes guests through a tour of the ruins and uses live actors, lighting, mist and sound effects to add atmosphere. The attraction won the 2009 London Screamy Awards for Best Seasonal Attraction Maze. The Gardens. As an example of the mixed style of Humphrey Repton's gardens, Alton Towers Garden was begun, circa 1814 by the eccentric 15th Earl of Shrewsbury, of whom J.C. Loudon relates that he consulted every artist, only to avoid whatever an artist might recommend. Alton Towers grew into a collection of gardens, a Swiss cottage, a Stonehenge, a Dutch garden, a pagoda fountain, said to be based on the Tahoe Pagoda in Canton, Lysikrates Karadzic monument from Athens, domed glass houses, even a fairly large Matterhorn as a backing to one of England's earliest alpine gardens. Near the garden entrance is a cenotaph to the 15th Earl, a marble bust with an inscription reading "He made the desert smile." Landmarks include a Chinese pagoda fountain, the Swiss cottage, miniature Stonehenge, a Greek Karadzic monument, and orangeries. In 2015, Alton Towers is due to restore the Gothic Prospect Tower located near the Forbidden Valley Sky Ride Station. Alton Towers Water Park. The Alton Towers Water Park, formerly known as Caribou Creek, opened alongside the Splash Landings Hotel in 2003. It is a large, part indoor and part outdoor water park themed as a tropical Caribbean lagoon. The water park features several fast slides, a lazy river, a giant tipping bucket and many other water features. Also located here is the original Sandwich Company and Ice Cream Parlor, which was previously themed as a shipwreck until 2007 when it was extended. Unlike Chessington Zoo, the also Merlin-operated Chessington World of Adventures Resort, a separate ticket is needed for water park access as it is not included with the theme park entrance price. Attractions include Laguna Bay, which is the main tropical pool, with water cannons, geysers and waterfalls. The Little Leak is a paddling pool for young children with 2 small slides and interactive pipes to play with, while Wacky Waterworks Treehouse is a wooden treehouse with water cannons, and other interactive features to squirt passing people with. The largest ride in the area is the water coaster the Master Blaster, with uphill sections similar to the Master Blaster at Sandcastle Water Park, Blackpool and Nucleus at Waterworld, Stoke-on-Trent. The Master Blaster is a high-speed water flume that contains sharp turns, drops and dark sections, and has a view of the entire water park. Other rides include Rush and Rampage, twin racing slides where riders experience wide turns. This attraction requires rubber rings. Lazy River is a slow-moving water circuit, taking riders underneath spraying water jets and tipping buckets of water. Rubber rings are available. The tipping bucket is a very large container is filled with 1,000 liters of water and then intermittently tips its contents over people standing below. Flash Floods is tiered outdoor pools with 2 slides leading to the middle pool and 3 leading to the bottom. Other swimming pools include Volcanic Springs, an indoor heated hot pool, and Bubbly Wobbly Pool, an outdoor heated pool and whirlpool. Resort accommodation Alton Towers Hotel The Alton Towers Hotel opened in April 10, 1996 and is themed to the eccentric fictional character Sir Algernon Alton and his travels. The rooms are decorated in a quirky English style with pictures of Sir Algernon's inventions. The hotel is 4-star and has 180 rooms. The hotel was the first phase in a plan to turn the theme park into a multi-day resort. The Alton Towers Hotel is currently undergoing a phased refurbishment to theme each floor to a different setting. So far, the plan has produced the Moon Voyage bedrooms. Splash Landings Hotel The Splash Landings Hotel is the newer of the two hotels, opening in 2003. The hotel has a relaxed Caribbean theme and is attached to the Alton Towers Water Park. It is also 4-star and it has 216 rooms with a choice of 6 room types: Family of 4 Beachcomber Room, Family of 6 Beachcomber Room, the Ice Age Suites, the Pirate Suites, Interconnected Family of 4 Beachcomber Room and Interconnected Family of 3 Beachcomber Room. The interconnected rooms are all on the ground floor and the family of 3 rooms are also disabled accessible. The rooms are numbered in the ranges of 1101 to 1159, 1201 to 1259, 1301 to 1359 and 1401 to 1459. There are a few room numbers that are not used due to the shape of the hotel. These are 27, 29, 31, 33 and 35 on each floor. Enchanted Village The Enchanted Village is made up of 120 lodges and 5 secluded treehouses set in the fictional Enchanted Forest woodland. Situated next to the Alton Towers Hotel, it features new recreational activities, such as various playgrounds for children and an archery range, which is available to use at no extra cost. The site is also home to the Crooked Spoon restaurant, and also an additional shop which sells alcohol and outdoor activity toys. The Enchanted Village opened to the public on April 18, 2015. Recreation Alton Towers Spa Alton Towers Spa is part of the Alton Towers Hotel and opened in 2004. It includes relaxation and treatment rooms and an adults-only swimming pool. Extraordinary Golf opened in 2007. The Extraordinary Golf mini-golf attraction is themed to different rides and attractions at the park, some of which are from the park's history. Extraordinary Golf is located to the west of the Splash Landings Hotel. Enchanted Forest Treetop Quest open May 2015. The Enchanted Forest Treetop Quest is a high ropes course near the Enchanted Village. The attraction opened shortly after, and accompanies the Enchanted Village development. Future developments In July 2009, the Alton Towers Resort outlined a 10-year development plan for the park, the aim being to increase visitor numbers, in particular multi-day guests. The plan showed an option for a third hotel or new accommodation of some sort over the coming years. This was later revealed to be a log cabin development, the Enchanted Village. The plan also highlighted areas for development, as well as suggesting the possibility of a new park entrance nearer to the hotels, which could act as a second entrance or replacement to the existing one in Towers Street. In April 2015, the Alton Towers Resort submitted an application for a new restaurant in the Forbidden Valley area of the park. The proposed catering location will be similar to the Food Loop restaurant at Germany's Europa Park. The new restaurant will be located in an extension to the Air Shop building. In July 2015, Alton Towers submitted plans for further improvements to Air. This includes the construction of walls around the rides station, pre-show areas, a new on-ride photo shop and 2 new theming elements. These will debut in 2016 along with the Food Loop restaurant, due to open in the Air Shop. In August 2015, Alton Towers submitted a planning application for the construction of a third hotel next to the Alton Towers Spa. Although the plans are an altered version of the originally submitted extension to the Alton Towers Hotel, the plans indicate that the development is an entirely separate hotel. The plans show 4 floors, including a new restaurant, bar, entertainment area, and sunken garden landscaping. Secret Weapon Line. Alton Towers has a line of secret weapon rides. These rides are codenamed with SW before their name is officially announced. The convention was briefly dropped while the park was owned by Dubai International Capital, before being reinstated on its incorporation to the Merlin Group. As the only major coaster built in this era, 2005's Rita is not included in the Secret Weapon series. The secret weapon rides are: incidents. Conservation area restrictions. Alton Towers is set in a conservation area, which puts a restriction on the height of any ride or building development in the park. It has been agreed with the local council that no buildings should be built above the tree line and if so should be disguised to fit the landscape. This can be seen on the ride Rita, where part of the track is camouflaged to fit in with the trees. Noise pollution is also a problem for the park due to the close proximity to the villages of Alton and Farley and the town of Chiadle. There have been several cases where Alton Towers have been taken to court over the noise levels emitted from the park and have been served noise abatement orders in 2004, 2005 and 2006. Court cases. On May 3, 2012, a couple from the local village of Farley won the rights to a full High Court trial on the amount of noise generated by the park. The couple have been in a legal battle with the park for nearly a decade, and during this period succeeded in a noise abatement order on the theme park which led to the audio from the top of the Oblivion drop being removed, and Alton Towers having to limit the amount of annual fireworks displays to only 3 a year. Stefan and Suzanne Roper, who live only 100 yards from the park, say that their lives have been made a misery by the noise of the screams as well as fireworks displays and music. They launched their legal fight in 2002, but after years of wrangling, their claim for an injunction and damages was thrown out in January 2011. Judge Mr. Justice Hickenbottom later overturned that decision, bringing the claim back. This now paves the way for a full court hearing. The Ropers will seek an injunction forcing the park owners to close or relocate some rides and an order forcing them to pay damages for noise suffered from 1998 to the present. Gallery, Main Gallery, Alton Towers Resort at Wookey Commons. See also, List of theme parks in the United Kingdom, Merlin Entertainments, Incidents at European Amusement Parks, History of Alton Towers. References. External links, Official website, Lost Heritage, Full architectural history of the house, Description of theme areas. Archived from the original on October 1, 2009. 1930 film of Alton Towers, Heraldry at Alton Towers, before it was famous.